Hello everyone. I'm speaking to you today with a little bit of pain in my heart. Today is September 10th, International Suicide Prevention Day. I know what is suicide, and I have made an attempt, so I know what goes into the mind of a person before he commits suicide. He or she who is contemplating to commit suicide. So, all my inner circle knows that I run suicide prevention programs and suicide prevention certifications. This is the social cause. We are silent crusaders, warriors. We have our groups and we see how best we can help from someone committing suicide. So, this is one thing which is always pricking my mind: how to save lives. In the year 1999, when I was not given the permission to marry my husband, the now husband Abdul Ali Mohammed Ashraf, four names and one and only husband, I contemplated suicide. So after days of pain, after expecting my parents to agree for this marriage for almost a week or so, I gave up. So I have made 10 nuggets out of it which can help you identify, is a person talking or planning suicide to end his pain. So the first thing that goes into consideration that you have to become aware is that particular person gets into depression. There is a change in sleeping pattern. They won't have food properly and they will not be able to articulate their feelings. They will have a challenge with choice of words. So suicide is all about handling your emotional intelligence. I've been handling this for many years now. I've run workshops, seminars, certification programs for suicide warriors here and as well as in other countries. So this is something which we keep as a secret. In fact, I have done suicide prevention programs for big banners like Hotur Foundation, where our dear Sonu Sood was the chief guest. So that is the kind of rallies and that is the kind of impact we have done for suicide prevention. And later on, when we had a core team meeting, we realized people don't want to come in the public and say that they are the victim of suicide. People who were saved don't want to give testimonies, and people who died because of suicide, the families don't want the media or the world to know that it was suicide. They want to portray it as a health issue, or they want to portray it as an accident. So now where is the challenge? Because we don't have any documentation of saving lives, or we don't have any support, the spreading of awareness is a challenge. But then we thought it is our duty to be anonymous. So that is the reason we keep it under the blanket. We don't put any post or anything related to suicide prevention programs, but then we are silently doing it, and our advisory is very strong. So, I have strong people talking about suicide, from Australia, from Canada, from India, from Malaysia, from Dubai. So, what I will do is, I'm going to do only 10 nuggets so that it's very easy for you to know what are the symptoms and what are the ways to uh, you know prevention, at least try prevention. Okay, so the first thing is, like I told, the person's routine will be completely destroyed. See, they can be big emotional challenges for people who are less than 30. So you should be very careful if the person is less than 30, because they have mood swings. Maybe if it is in the progressive stage, it could be hallucination, or they might be going through some heartbreak due to business loss or education loss or the loss of love in their life. It is very difficult to take rejections for them. Rejections is the biggest challenge for them. So they love something so much, they are passionate about it so much, they want their life to be like that, and if that is not happening, they don't know how to handle themselves. So my one of my mentor told me that one of his student, he's a top B school student. Let's keep the name and college a secret. Let us not open up who and what it is. But this B school student was super successful, and then he had bought a big house, car. He had a beautiful wife, and his life started in a different country. So then it so happened, recession struck, like COVID came, and the world changed, and suddenly this person who was the center of attraction, the showstopper, had to quit his job because to downsizing. Like the company told that his services are no longer required. So this person who was dependent on that job for paying EMI, having the lifestyle with that car, and keeping his wife happy, at the fit of the moment, in a jiffy, he decided he wanted to end his life, and he succeeded. Sometimes I feel if people don't succeed, it's better. During COVID, I used to say, if you're COVID negative, you're better. So sometimes, if people don't become successful in their intention, that means that's amazing. Like this person lost his life in a country, in a different country. His wife was devastated. It was not the car, it was not the home, it was not his wife, it was his mind. See, nobody can deny anything for you. It is you who can deny things for yourself. What if we cannot stay in that country, can't pay the EMI, can't drive that car, or not keep your wife happy? There are countries which is welcoming. Maybe you should have come back to your base country, or maybe you should have thought of a different plan, because you had Saraswati with you, the knowledge. Once you are educated, once you are employed in a company, if that company downsizes, there are so many more companies to take you. See, for the entrepreneur, it is his own company and it is one company. But for an employee, there are hundreds of companies and there are hundreds of opportunities. Don't lose heart. Suicide is not the solution. Suicide is not even legal for your family and extended family, because we cannot legitimate what you have done, because your pain will end. but the solution is not found and your family members will suffer. You know, the trauma of losing a family member and then healing the heart without expressing what's going on inside. Believe me, it's very torturous. Losing your mental balance for one of the family members and still not able to say what went wrong or cry out loud or hoping that there was one chance to improve is very sad. Especially when you see the parents of the victim cry, slowly within themselves without expressing. It's really painful. The eyes, I cannot look into their eyes and answer them. When they tell me, I thought you will save my child. It's a kind of a feeling where they believe you that you're going to do something, and most of the times we fail and they succeed. And that is the time we need our natural and spiritual intelligence to heal ourselves first so that we can be the light in the world. I always say, darkness will not come to us. Light should only go to the darkness. So when your life is dark, when you have situational challenges like this, always believe this shall also pass. The first mantra I want to give you, the nugget I want to give you is, whether it is good time or bad time, it will definitely pass. It will not stay. So what mattered to you today may not matter to you after 5 years. Just ask yourself one question. Is this problem going to have any impact on me after 5 years? If the answer is no, don't consider about suicide. Suicide is not even an option, like I told you. So this is first thing what I'm saying you, to have a mindset that this shall also pass. This is a temporary moment and we have to live our life moment by moment. The second thing that you have to think is, visualize what will happen if you commit suicide. People will cry, your family will worry, you will end the pain, and you are using escapism. Escapism is for you, but then what will happen to your family? This life is so beautiful. It takes 9 months and 2 people to create you, and there are ancestors so many that they have to help you to come into this world. Your parents are their 2 parents, which are 4 of them, 2 each, and they have their 2 parents, which is 4 fours are how much? 16, and that 16 will have 32 parents, and that 32 will have parents, and it goes on. It's a big lineage, it's a big legacy. It takes thousands of years of people from whom we have created our genealogy. So this life is very precious. We should not be losing this life for the want of ending pain. Every problem comes with a solution. God does not give us problems that we cannot solve. Like every lock comes with a key, isn't it? Only thing is we have to apply the right key for the right lock. We have to think out of the box. So first thing you have to remember is, this shall also pass, and suicide is not the solution. It is not even an option. The third thing what you have to do is pause. Hit the pause button. When you have a problem or a challenge for which you don't have immediate solution, or you are having challenge that you can't solve it immediately, press the pause button. Put your problem in a piece of paper. Always write down what's bothering you, what's the pros and cons, how we are going to solve this, or how we are going to come out of it. Okay? Sometimes when you write down, you are bringing it from your head to the paper. Okay? Even though you might not find a solution, you will definitely take away that stress from your head and put it on the paper. So because your eyes is looking at it, your hands are writing, so you have a hand, heart and head coordination. Your hand is super powerful. When you have your hand, heart and head, the three H, somehow you will find out the how, HOW. So what you have to write down is, what is the problem, with whom is the problem, where is the problem, and which is the solution, and very importantly, whom is to be defined, and which, when, where is to be defined. When is a very important word because it's a Venn diagram. I always say when is two circles intersecting at one point, and there is always love, there is always leverage, and there is always learning. So Ikigai is all about your when. Okay, so you have to intersect that for success. So when you are in the deepest challenge, the first question I ask my people is, what's your passion? What is that one thing you love doing and which makes you happy, which you will do if money is given, you will do it even if money is not there. So you have to find your passion. Unless you find your passion, don't settle. Make that your vocation. Okay, if you are wanting to do philanthropy, if you want to do a kind of charity work, anything in spiritually, take it up immediately. See, when I was in love with Ashraf, and of course it would be denied because he belongs to a different community and different language, different mindset. The first thing I told my people is, send me to Mother Teresa ashram. I want to apply for the mission of charities and I want to become a nun. So my mom was actually okay with me becoming a nun rather than marrying somebody from a different caste who has a solution, for them who has a solution of polygamy, because my mom was not ready with that. And some of my ancestors have had the challenge of not getting along well with the community, or so many things. They were having their own perceptions. So I told my mom, I want to become a nun if I'm not getting married to Ashraf. Either I marry him with your permission or I don't marry at all. So that wasn't a solution at all for them. For them, the marriage is called off, and we want to get you married to someone else, and that's it. So this is the time I told voluntary work will help. So when you get into voluntary work, when you start working selflessly for looking at the pain of the world, you realize your pain is nothing. When you put on your tables your problems and you take the problems of the world, at the end of the conversation, what you will do, you will put all the problems away and take your own problem, because you know that you have known it, you have seen it. Even though you don't have a solution, you have a hope for it. And if you have a will, you can conquer it. So this is Hopeful for us. Hopeful International FZ UAE is a company where we are all silent crusaders who work to support people who are going through trauma, who are going through depression, who are going through anxiety, people who are going through a situation which is not even speakable. That is where we are asking you to write. You write but don't share. All your time which you have, suppose you have a breakup, suppose the person whom you love the most is not in a person to give you their time, energy, effort or commitment. Those times get involved in sadhana. This is where meditation comes into picture. You can do any type of meditation you want. So my go-to place is Guru Mahan in Udumalai, where we do pyramid meditation. You also have this Pearl Valley meditation here in Bangalore. So you can just Google it and you will get this meditation point where you sit at a certain height and pray. So it's a unity gong. You don't have to belong to any religion to go there. All the religions are welcome there. And when you do this, when you do your meditation, you will feel all the love, all the support from the universe. This is your spiritual intelligence. You are to handle your emotional intelligence through your spiritual intelligence. Then, when I tell you this, also take care of your food. Get into sattvic food. Get into foods that heal. The best food that heal you are water, fruits, vegetables, sprouts, and milk. If you're not able to eat, drink water. If you're not able to feel the love for food, drink milk. Or drink a juice, a fruit juice. If you're a vegan and you don't want to have anything, you don't have the patience, or you don't have the mood to eat food, because the first thing your emotional breakdown attacks is your brain. When your brain is not in a good composure, you will not be able to eat the food or digest the food. So if you are not eating food on time, you will become more depressed, you will become more anxious. Your sugar levels, your cholesterol levels, your BP, everything will have challenges. So first thing what you have to do is, you have to ensure your intake is superb. So I see here online Mohammed Sukail Kumbakonam, and he is just asking me contact number, madam. Suhail, my number is 98458 47815. I repeat, my number is 98458 47815. If you want to join our suicide prevention WhatsApp group, we have a group, but we don't discuss anything in that group. We are there. One of you will be silently called for if there is any case, and you will be handed over, and the report is also completely confidential. Only advisory member and the person who's handling the case will be notified, and nobody else. Okay, so I don't know whether he is watching online, so I will just put my number on the board. Anybody who wants to contact me, this is my hand phone. I'm typing it for you, but the thing is, because most of the times I am on online class or online thing, I may not answer you immediately, but I will answer you definitely. So when I am in online class, I will not be able to take your calls, but definitely I will be able to answer you. This is my WhatsApp number, +91 98458 47815. Okay, so let us go back to what we were talking. So this is one-to-one case. Any suicide prevention is happening one-to-one. We no more run workshops, or we no more do stuff. We do it, and we do it because this is my social cause. So why you must be wondering, why is that I'm coming online and talking about it? Because on International Suicide Prevention Day, this information is very important for you. You should have this information to help someone. You can have this information to get certified. We have a certification from Smriti. So this is something to do with your suicide, mental health, resources for that, and inspiration and recovery, and it is also about impact to the world. So these are volunteers who work, and they become better by cleansing, removing the clutter and all that. So like I said, go voluntarily, serve somebody, or have good food, and most importantly, change the place where you are staying. You can choose to go to your aunt's place or your uncle's place, wherever the situation is. From there, just go take a breath. You can either go for a nature's trek, or you can go for mountains, or you can go for a different city. It all depends on your pocket what you really want to do. So when you really want to go there and do that, so uh, it will it will it will be taken care of. So what you need to do is, you need to ensure that you are writing it down. You are actually going and doing something different, having good food, and you're telling your mind suicide is not even a option. And then, very importantly, the last thing is, you're talking to someone. Talk to someone about how you're really feeling, because at the end of the day, this natural connect, human instinct of talking to someone about your problem is always not taken as an option. You know what? Someone who had to commit suicide, I told, I was just walking, contemplating suicide, and I had made up my mind that till the time I go to the hill and put myself down, if some stranger smiles at me, I will not commit suicide. Again, that day, he succeeded because he didn't see any face with a smile to offer. We are all so busy with our own problems, we are all busy with our own work and so many challenges, that we don't realize maybe our smile, our one word of inspiration, or some content on the internet can impact somebody not to do something which they are contemplated. So I always say, you know, it is so very important to be good with words. If you get a chance to be kind or correct, choose kindness, and you will never be disappointed about it. You will never be disappointed about that. So I think these were the 5 points which I gave you. So let us, we spoke about solutions, we'll talk about the symptoms. Symptoms are very important. So the symptom is, they will you will, suppose you or I'll say about mine, what was my symptoms, because it's always good to go with the thank you Suhail, he noted down, thanks. So see, what happened is, the pain was so much that I knew that I'm not going to, get married to him, because so much of emotional trauma I was going through, because the families were not agreeing, and we didn't want to run away. So the problem was, I was educated, and I wanted approvals, because I believe marriage is two people's, two families' union. So, how will I get married and how will I leave my culture? I wanted to retain my name Vijaya Saraswathy, even though I married Abdul Ali Muhammad Ashraf. So, my passport says my name is Vijaya Saraswathy Abdul Ali Muhammad Ashraf. So, where is the challenge? The challenge is here, because these are two strong communities, and they both differ in the way of praying, the way of living, the way of eating, the way of things that they view, perceptions. The language is different. So all this is totally different. But one thing is clear. One thing is the determination to be a good citizen, to be a good, peaceful human being, to live a life given to God. So spiritually, they are strong people. Spiritually, they are very inclined. So, like I said, my grandfather was very closely associated with Kanyaman temple, and he used to carry her throughout the village in a pot every year. So it was a big thing. It's a big, that privilege was given to somebody very, very special, and a person who with integrity, authenticity, and love. So the same way, my husband's grandfather was a Mutwali, in priest in the mosque. But two things about these people which is common is they are leaders. So what the leaders told, my uh, grandpa told me, see, if you're going to marry a Mohammedan, you have to have the ways that they will do. Will you be able to do it? Because you are so used to getting up at 5 o'clock morning, having a dip in the river when I go to my nana's place, my grandpa's place. So you go to Magadishwaran temple, you wash the Ganesha every Friday. How is that you're going to change your routines? As soon as you get up, you put rangoli. So how is that you're going to change your routines? You will not get to do all this. I said, I will get to do what I really want to do. One thing, see, it is not about the rituals, it is about the routine. I know my routines will be very good with him. I'll get up in the morning, I'll have the say what I really want to eat, how many children I want to have, where I want to study, where I want to go, where I want to do stuff. I know I will have the freedom. So, freedom of thought will give you to become a good leader. So, my grandpa understood this, what I'm trying to say. Because, in arranged marriage, I won't get to see him, but here I will get to meet him and do stuff and all that. Here, there is one challenge my grandpa told. See, just because it works for you, you're going to be a wrong influencer. If it works for you, some of them will be inspired to marry like this, and if that doesn't work for them, you will be a bad influence and not a good influence. You may not even be able to stay for 25 days. That's what he said. So that is why we celebrated 25 years of marriage yesterday in a big grand way, because it's my visualization for last 25 years. I wanted union of my two families coming to the same hall, coming to the same place, looking at us and looking at our children and looking at the design of our home. I didn't have big goals. I had family goals where I want to marry, have a peaceful life, have 3 times meal, feel content and love what I'm doing and doing what I'm loving. So the possibility was, when I knew this is not going to happen, I was so devastated. I was crying and I was wanting to just end my life and do nothing. So the thing is, people who are very emotional, they have a kind of addiction to what they really want to do. It's a determination, like, I want to live this life, I want this way. So if that is not happening my way, we feel there is no way and we take the highway. That's what it happens. So the first thing is how passionate you are about something, and that's not happening is the biggest hit. So when somebody is going through emotional trauma of losing somebody's life or an accident, or there is a death in the family, or there is a breakup, we all have to be very careful. If there is a fight, if there is a conflict with properties, or if there is a conflict with relationships, if there is a challenge with money, if there is a challenge with conflict of agreements, or conflict of resolution for some of the matters, you all have to be very careful. See, what might sound normal to you may be the most important thing for somebody else. So you have to be sure that you don't judge somebody that, oh, this is such a small problem, why are you even taking it so seriously? So maybe not. So you have to be very careful and never judge a person. You be a support. See, they don't want your solutions, they want you to be there, and that's it. They just want you to be there. That's all. They don't want anything else. They want you to be there, and you be there. You don't have to offer anything, just listen to them, empathize, and don't offer solutions or judgments. I had great friends who just stood by me, not advising me to go forward, or not advising me to withdraw, but they were just in that space, giving my own space, and they allowed me to conquer my natural intelligence and emotional intelligence through spiritual intelligence. That is when I came into Unity Gong prayers. I pray at 11:11 with all the 11 religions that I know. I pray Baha'i, I pray Buddhism, I pray Jainism, I pray Islam, I pray Christianity, I pray whatever I can, however I can. And my base remains the same, and I start with Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Barho Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. And from there, I take it to whatever prayers I know, and I know this 11 minutes unity gong of 11 different religions with 11 different conceptualization gives me that kind of vibration which helps me to take care of my eightfold path, which is conceptualized by Buddha. Right values, right intention, right speech, right attitude, right efforts, right lifestyle, right concentration, and right meditation. So I do all this eight. I do eight shape walking. I do oil pulling. All this now, but when somebody is going through a trauma, you tell him even to walk a little or have water. Believe me, they will not be able to do anything of what a normal human being does. All that you have to do is emotionally be there with them or her. So the first thing I told you is they will not be able to articulate properly. One, the second thing, they will not eat properly. They will be depressed and they won't let you know what's really bothering them. They will also sleep for a longer time, or they will not have sleep. It can be either way. It could be insomnia, or it could be uh, otherwise. So now what will you do? All that you have to do is monitor them, monitor their sleep, monitor their food, and be there for them. Let them express, allow them to express, allow them to cry, allow them to be there. You just be in that space. You are not going to suggest anything, you're not going to do anything. All that you are there is to show that you are there. Look into their eyes, hold their hands, give a smile, give them water, show them that you care, not through your words but through your actions. Just make their bed, allow them to sleep, call their company and say they are not able to attend, or do that small things, because the small things is what that matters as a big things when they are healing, or when they are suffering something which is very challenging that they are not able to see. So that way you are a great advisory. See, this world needs more scholars, healers. We need more people who will be advisory, a silent advisory, who won't claim that I did it. You cannot post it on Facebook, nor on your Instagram page. But your heart will be so happy if someone was saved because you intervened and they accepted that, yes, I need to live a life. I will like to share one case study. This will be helpful for my EMBA students who are now stepping into the specialization of artificial intelligence. This case, I will keep all the names anonymous, and I am going to tell it to you. I got a case where a lady came to my council, and we were sitting, and she started her coffee. She works for a big MNC, and she has a kind of a good salary, but then her life story, her husband and she had compatibility issues, so they're not together. She has a son, and she didn't marry again because she wanted to be very good to this child. When they separated, it was only 6 years. When they separated, it was only 6 years of marriage, and then the boy now is 16 years. 10 years she has sacrificed her life. She has lived only for him. She has ensured all his needs are taken care and all that. So I said, wow, you've done a great job. Then where is the problem? What is the problem? So she said, you know what, ma'am? He comes and sits in front of me in the dining table. He picks up the bread and instead of jam, he spreads iodix and eats in front of me. My heart burns. My, I don't know what to do. That's my child. For this child, I just sacrificed my husband. I sacrificed people who are offering to marry me. I'm just, working hard so much that I'm giving him, all that he asked for. But just this is what he did in front of me. And from last 6 months, I'm having a lot of challenge. um, I said, where it all started, what happened? She said he failed 10th standard exam, so I was very, very harsh on him. I hit him, I cried, I told him that for you I did all this and all this stuff, and then he couldn't pass his exam, so I told my life ruined because of you. I didn't get married again because of you, and all that thing. I passed on the blame game. Uh, Actually, he went silent. I thought it is a good treatment. He will be able to study and he'll become a great man. He will actually get into college because my love or dream for him is to get into college. It's her dream, not this point. So then I didn't know what to tell her, I didn't know what to tell him. I got the case from one side. I asked her, can you bring him? She said, no, I can't bring him here. He will not accept to come to a counselor or this one. But I think he is contemplating suicide because he is not bothered about, his food. He's actually self-inflicting wounds. He's cutting his hand, with a blade purposely, that too in front of her. He's not doing it in the hiding, he's doing it in front of her. So I didn't know what to do. It is many years ago now. So I was actually, this is before me going to Australia to pursue my counseling in Australian Institute of Professional Counseling. So my specialization is family trauma and de-addiction. So I'm still at it. I love that subject so much. Taking time and I'm doing it with so much love, because positive psychology is all about getting aware of your negative psychology. What is that negatively bothering you? It's your time to make every negative thought into a positive thought. So then I told her, no, just take me home like a friend. I'll come as a friend, so we will see. I asked her what is that he does all the time. That time Instagram was not that famous, so those were the times like I was doing 1 minute inspiration in Facebook long ago, so long ago, maybe 4 5 years ago. So like I told her, like till the time I come, I wanted to go on a Friday, so I told her on a Monday, just share this with him every time. I put on this one, copy the link and share it to him. So she was doing it for 3 4 days, and he saw me and he actually know me. And then Friday evening I went, because Saturday Sundays are off. She works for a corporate. So I went and I saw he's a good child. He saw me and he gave me a smile. And I told him, hi, how are you? I'm my mom's friend. We are planning to do a business, and this is what it is. And he just smiled and he went. He didn't speak to me anything at all. And then she got a call and she went to take that call, because it was her office call and she had to do something. So I didn't ask the child anything what his mom told. I just asked him, what is that you want to do with your life? Yeah, it was, I don't think, for me it was a regular, way of talking to people. For him, I think it's a question which made him think. So he said, I don't know what I want to do, because My intention is to keep this lady happy, but she keeps crying, uh, fidgeting, telling all because of you. Did I even ask her to do what she is doing for me? Okay, this rang a bell in me. Okay, the child is saying that uh, remorsefully that he wants to see her happy, and she is doing the self sabotage, and he can take it no more. So this is a kind of extreme love he is having for his mother. He is not able to express it, and she is expressing his love by saying what all she did for him, and he is not able to digest that. He sees it as a, like the way of she saying it to him, that I did this for you, I did that for you, I did this for you. So I told him, oh, you really want to see your mom happy? Is this what you really want to do in life? He said, yes, because she has done so much for me and I can't see her in the pain. And every time she shouts at me, and every time, she is putting her love life, she is actually liking someone, but she doesn't want to say yes for that person or marry, thinking what this fellow will say. He's 16 years old. So she's getting anxious about it. She doesn't want to talk to him about it, and she doesn't know how to convince the other person who wants to move on. If she is going to say no, he is going to move on. But then she's not saying him yes, not talking to his son, nor they're having an open conversation. It's a very difficult situation where everything is jeopardized. So then she didn't know what to do, how to express herself. He didn't know how to express himself. So that is where they are sitting in the same table, but they are not able to bring the conversation to the table. And this is where he showed that if she keeps doing this, he feels he is the reason that her life and happiness is being lost, and he wants to end his life. So that is where everything is coming from. So I told him, why don't you talk to her? Why don't you tell her you get married? Why don't you tell her that she can move on in her life? You can do something. He's saying, when is that she is having a conversation with me? She is just going emotionally, wrecked, and she is shouting at the top of her voice. She is crying, and she is articulating with so much of intensity. I feel if I speak to her back, or if I answer her back, the situation might go bad, and she might, do something to herself, because she is already pressurized in office. Again, she is taking care of me. She is a single parent. She is a young woman. So I understand, because I know what it is to be a single parent, because I'm a single son without support. So that is when I really realized children are very powerful than what we think about them. That is where collaborative parenting comes to your rescue. See, two people should not give up on each other when they have a common goal. We may have our differences, but children should not suffer because of those differences. We should be really careful about it. So then I promised him that she will think about this marriage, she will rethink about getting married again. You should rethink about studying back and getting back on your feet. He promised me in the next 6 months he will finish his SLC by private tuition, and he will get to hostel to do PUC with his grandmom, that is mother's mom. So he kept up his promise. He completed his subject. He went to his grandmom's house. He completed his degree. He got a good job. He is a married man now. So it is very nice. It's very nice to see him grow in this 5 years so powerfully. So it is really nice to see the story ending in a good note, with this lady going and having clarity of purpose. She quit that job because she didn't want to get married to that man. She was not ready for a commitment. She wanted to see her son happy. So she chose to quit the company and do a cloud kitchen, and she managed to start what she loves. She loves cooking, so she started a cooking job, and she started cloud kitchen and started supplying, and her business went to peak during COVID. And she's a happy woman. She has entrepreneurs uh, training she does, and she has women whom she uh, has made a group, and they all have one specialty. 10 of them are there together. One does Bengali biryani, and the other one does Muslim biryani, and they have 10 different types of biryanis which they do and they serve. And Zomato, Swiggy, all this has helped them to scale up the business, and they are happy. They're happy. She's happy with the freedom of time, with the freedom of what she is loving to do, and of course, yes, she's earning the money what she was earning in a corporate, and she's happy that her son is settled, married. He married very early. He married very early because when he asked her what is the one thing that will make her happy. She said a grandson would make her happy because he will keep her busy. So that's why they got married, and it's amazing. So the country also supports one who gets married and has a child, and this has been phenomenal. So you don't know, you have to think around. If you turn around and think and take a decision, sometimes it will be very helpful. All that you have to do is be thoughtful and talk. That's why I run effective communication classes, where the information from the sender to receiver should be strong. It should be paraphrased. The communication should be done uh, on a regular interval. There should be frequency of interaction. There should be cooperation. There should also be corrections without invalidations. You have to correct yourself without invalidations. Past is a spilt milk. We cannot do anything about this. Present is now. So it is very powerful because your present is the gift from God. We all don't know what happens the next moment. Death is with you. Anytime we all may get a call and we may have to go back to the Almighty. To Him we belong and to Him we shall return. So then, what is left out, that life, try and see what you're doing. Again, underlying problem against argument that is happening, the other person might be wishing good for you, which you don't even know. So don't do the play game. Lay off and take ownership and think about the box. So the distinction for you is, whenever somebody is suicidal, talk to them. You may not even realize that they had plans for suicide. The first thing that comes to your mind when you have suicidal thoughts is, how am I going to die? Because you want to die also without pain. Which is you start analyzing which is the easiest way to die. If I fall in the water, or should I hang myself, or should I gulp some tablets. So there also you want to do the easiest method. And when you're at fit of anger, when your emotional imbalance happens, when you take your anger, your pain to the highest level, you may not even get scared to burn yourself up there. So be very careful with your emotional intelligence, spiritual and natural intelligence. You have to balance it out when you are not well. See, you have to take care when you are not well, no? How you take care of your physical body when you are not well? You sleep, you take tablet, you take water, you sleep, you tell people that you are not well and cancel all your appointments. The same way, even for your mental health, you have to do the same. If you are mentally not feeling well, please tell people, and avoid people who are not good for your mental health. Be with people who will appreciate you, will love you, will embrace both your flaw and fabulousness. People who will help you to convert your mess into message. go to that people. They are your go-to people. People who honor you, respect you, appreciate you. People who want to see you happy. People who want to take you to the next rung of the ladder. They are not the people who tell it in the way of mouth. They are the people who actionate it. They show that they love you and they do things that are good for you. So believe me, if you're with them, if somebody is contemplating a suicide, it's okay to feel that way. Don't correct them. Only show them that you care and you want to be there with them during their difficult times, and that will do all the difference. Wear a smile, own this opportunity to save somebody's life, and believe me, if someone tells you that I did not give up on life just because of you, that is the biggest kick to do this job. I love doing this because when someone tells me that because of you I did not give up, I feel very proud, and that makes me amazing. So thank you so much, all of you. I love you all. God bless you. Have a good evening. I made this live a little bigger because you should be able to get the entire content of suicide prevention, solutions, and what are the symptoms and how you can help all in one video. Of course, I've been sharing it like a story because stories are the most powerful way to uh, persuade someone not to commit suicide. Tell a story where somebody was contemplating a suicide but they didn't do, and the life changed for better, because life always gives us a better chance. Today is the first day for the rest of our lives. Let's make it meaningful. Discard all the meaningless in your life and you will feel meaning returning to your life. So I always end my speech by saying sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, and God bless you. Have a good evening, have a good Sunday. Use this as a reference when you're talking to someone about suicide, or you have a thought that someone wants to commit suicide and they are not able to articulate it. That time apply these principles. Ask them what are the feelings that they get. Ask them to start speaking to you by saying what I feel like saying is. So, and then when they say, tell thank you and ask the other person, tell the other person what I feel like saying to you is, because feeling is okay. You can feel sad, you can feel bad, you can feel good, you can feel happy, you can feel depressed, anything. I love this Facebook activity of writing how you're feeling, blessed, feeling happy, all that. Yeah. So when you're articulating your feeling and you're writing it, and when you're really all into the social media, realize everybody have their problems. All of us post their happiness onto Facebook, but they keep their problems to onto themselves. Don't cast or suffer alone. Always take a help, and there are big organizations, big people there waiting to help you out. But you are your own rescue. You have to wait and help yourself. Nobody can deny you anything, only you can. So if you want to come out of it, it is in three powerful things that you can do and come out of it. One is your routine. Change your routine and see how it helps. Take responsibility for all your thoughts, all your feelings and action, and more importantly, relaxation. During this time when you feel suicidal or depressed, relaxation will help. So this you can do through yoga, meditation. There are a lot of mediums. If you have hobbies, pursue your hobbies. You can do skipping, you can do walking, you do pilates, you can do swimming, you can do something. 1 hour of hobby that you forgot, cultivate that. Start reading books, start reading a lot of books, start volunteering for spiritual programs, start traveling, learn something new. All this will help you to come out of the turmoil that you're going on. Believe me, this shall also pass. This is one word which will take you everywhere. And last but not the least, even if you have not watched the entire video, watch this one sentence I'm saying. Please come to a mindset which says Almighty is total surrender. Whatever happens in my life, it happens because Almighty's command. So when you put your life in autopilot mode to Almighty, you will feel better and greater. Have this one feeling, whatever happens, happens for good. So when this feeling is there and you say Almighty's total surrender, He will transform your life for better. Because when God is with us, who can be against us? The door what He opened on you, nobody can close. And the door what He closed on you, nobody can open. So you need to be odd to be number one. All of us don't have all the good qualities. All of them have this principle of Tai Chi. In all the good there will be a little evil, and in all the evil there will be a little good. So browse Tai Chi today and see what it is. And it's okay to fail. It's okay to, have a feeling of setback. But it is always great to come back. Fail fast, fail forward. Love can bring happiness during your setback. Convert all your weakness into strength and threat into opportunities. Do the SWOT analysis today. See what is your strength, what is your weakness, what is your opportunity, what is your threat, and convert the mess into message. Come what may, get up, dress up, show up, buck up, and never give up. Thank you so much. I love you all. Take care. Sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And God bless you.